What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The Gone Fission update will be here on June 3rd, and this update is going to bring several new things to Fall 76. The first one's going to bring a new activity revolving around fishing, where you can earn some new items and some new base items such as fish trophies. The new battle pass will feature a slew of new fishing related items for your camp and a new unique weapon called the Icebreaker, which looks to be a heavy weapon. There is also going to be a heavy perk update for the commando and rifle perks, alongside some others that are going to drastically change the meta. The new meta is going to be revolving around something that many players in the game probably didn't really pay that much attention to, because it really didn't impact the gameplay too massively unless you're doing a boss fight. And that new meta is going to be all about breaking bones. And the main perk that I'm going to be talking about is Scatter Shot. This old shotgun perk is now going to be doing something insanely powerful. It is going to give you plus 20% damage to all limbs dealt to a single limb. So basically, if you're using a weapon that is high damage like an Enclave Plasma Rifle, one bullet to the head of an enemy will likely cripple almost all of their limbs. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, but let me explain why this is so powerful. There are several perk cards that are also changing, mostly the shotgun, commando, and rifle perks like I stated earlier, but these perks are being changed to do something revolving around crippling enemies and receiving bonus damage for doing so. Like this one, Easy Target, gives you plus 75% damage to a crippled target. Tormentor, an old perk that let your rifles cripple limbs, will now give you plus 20% more damage per limb crippled on your target. And if you're using Scatter Shot, this is going to ramp up very quickly. Adrenaline is being changed to give you plus 10% damage up to 10 stacks, which equals out to 100% damage bonus. Another perk that I probably won't be using myself but is worth mentioning is Shotgun Champ, which will give you plus 10% damage to crippled enemies depending on how many pellets you're shooting. So going ahead and updating our builds, what other perks you should be running? Well, you should be running this suite of perks right here, as this will give you the most damage on average for all weapon types, not just shotguns. In the background footage, you can see me using a simple hunting rifle on a low level character, and you can see that whenever I actually do end up hitting my shot on the super mutant, that his legs instantly break, even though I shot his head. And it was one bullet, and this is not me using any of those perks that give you plus limb damage. This is just me using the base weapon. Looking here on an automatic weapon, so I'm doing less damage per shot than that hunting rifle, you can see one bullet to the head on this glowing hound crippled its entire body. That was one bullet. It's kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. And to top this off, there's also a change to the Bully 4-star legendary mod that gives you plus 25% damage per crippled limb, so basically a 5% buffed version of Tormentor, and this can be stacked up to 100% on most enemies. And like I was mentioning before, this doesn't just only work on rifles, this is applied to every weapon in the game. Your melees will be able to cripple all your limbs on the target, your rifles, your pistols, it doesn't really matter what you're using, they will all cripple everything. I hate to call something broken or say that it's game changing, but a perk like this that is doing what this one is doing legitimately is going to change the way you play the game, and it's probably going to make a lot of your encounters a lot easier, as it doesn't matter what player you are, what skill level you are, anything you're hitting is going to be immobilized, making your life a lot easier. So the recommended setup, if you use everything in this video, will give you a whopping 445% damage buff. That is insane, and this is just with you playing passively. Of course you need to get the 10 kills from adrenaline stacks, but it's not hard to achieve that whatsoever. So all those automatic weapon nerfs I was talking about in my previous video, they seem kind of irrelevant now when you compare how much damage you're doing now to what you were doing beforehand. In this clip here, you can see me just displaying the sheer power that these commando weapons have now. And this is me using a barely modded assault rifle with a low level character that doesn't have access to a lot of perks or any mutations at all. I don't even have a silencer on, and I'm just sitting here shredding these super mutants like they're nothing. I have to say, I was pretty skeptical at first of these commando changes, just because upon reviewing the patch notes that Bethesda posted on their website, it doesn't paint a good picture for commandos, but I am pleasantly surprised. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. My next video should be out shortly, and it will be an update to my commando build, my blooded commando and full health commando, showcasing how these new perks will fit into the build. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.